trafficking, on ICC, and we have, I think, successfully conducted that meeting and workshop. We also receive inquiry from some member states as to the training of their prosecutors, their judges, on ICC work, on international law issues. So that can be done. If you're worried about the fund being used for other things, Malaysia, for example, had given us strict instruction that the money is only to be used for topic of human trafficking or on ICC. That we have done. Now that is possible. Or it is tailor-made for domestic consumption. Now we know very well that many member states are in the dark as to how, for example, ICC prosecutors or judges would take their responsibilities. And because of our close affiliation and cooperation with ICC, we can call them and conduct the training in either your country or here at Delhi. And it can be regional based. And Indonesia, for example, 2 years ago we had specialists from the Legal Affairs Division of the UN and UNODC conducting a special course on crime under international law. No, this can be done. And I thought that if you have ALCO with you, you would have a wider audience and participants, as we can get the specialization, the training from the UN specialized agencies or WTO or UNODC. This is possible. So I'm encouraging that. I hope that this is forthcoming. Now, the capacity building program, for example, the current program that we are conducting, as I mentioned earlier, WTO thematic program, intellectual property program, law of the sea and environment. I would like to venture on new topic, for example, e-commerce, cyber crimes, and investment law. I welcome any views, any proposal from member state to conduct or to ask or request us to conduct this training program at our secretariat. Now, as to the research project, realizing the need for the secretariat to strengthen legal knowledge and as a reference hub for member state of ALCO, research activity have been the highest priority. Now, reference on international law issues, particularly international law by ALCO, should ultimately operate as an important source of international law under Article 38 of the Statute of ICJ. Now, you may not realize the importance of publications. The study on Palestine, statehood of Palestine, the ultimate goal of that publication should be a final or an ultimate reference source for any matters pertaining to statehood of Palestine, for example. It will be referred again and again. And once it is referred again and again, and probably in tribunals, then it becomes one of the secondary sources of international law under Article 38 of ICJ. This is what I'm aiming. That it is not just to be put in a shelf of any library, but member state can keep on referring it. If you have a case, for example, you want to use it as a reference, you can say this is an authoritative text from ALCO. And this is what we expect it to be. And I hope that this publication would serve as a reference point in international law. It is a valuable reference point, not just something that we are proud of to publish, but we hope that member state would use it as a reference point. That is why research is very important. And the Secretariat noted the full potential of universities being the reservoir of knowledge that not only churn law graduates possessing necessary knowledge of international law, equally equipped with human resource that has traditionally embarked on academic and scholarly research. So this is a new initiative that we want to do, that we take note of the busyness, the tight schedule of bureaucrats in their department So I thought that the second track, the academics would give a better input, because it is their job to conduct research, to embark on research. So we are trying to test this new initiative, that there will be a research workshop in Malaysia. I'm working with some Malaysian law school, and we hope that other law school from Asia and Africa would come on board, but we will try it with Malaysia first, to embark on a research workshop on the subject of ILC. Now, if this is successful, at the same time we would invite universities or law school from Asia and Africa to conduct or to engage on research activities. Now, it would be a win-win situation. You tell your universities that they are actually engaging or embarking on applied research. Now, as academic, I must confess that most of the time academic would be in their own world, doing their own research without engaging the reality in life. But now that I'm a practitioner of international law, I know that particular area of international law that requires research. And we know that the source can come from universities, that because they have ready-made researchers, academics and scholars. So we can utilize their expertise, their specialization. And we are here at the Secretariat, we are blessed with the numbers of scholars and juries from India. And from time to time, we engage them, we get their assistance, and this to me form a very valuable contribution. As I said, it can be a win-win situation where ALCO can use that part of research, and it will be used as again a reference for member state to use anytime. So we will start this new initiative, and I hope that I will get support from member state on this project. Now again, the research project, as I said, there are numerous. If you look at ALCO work program, there are 16 agenda items. 16 agenda items, and I thought that some of these agenda item ALCO we can forgo them. I mean, we can, because it is no longer serving the need of our organization, and we are discussing with some member state. We hope that because they are the originator of that particular agenda, that we cannot just simply put aside this agenda. They have to agree to close the agenda, and we can introduce new topic for the work program of ALCO. Similarly, ILC. And in my meeting in Geneva every year, ILC keep on asking me, what is ALCO proposal on new topic or new agenda item? So we have a lot, but they are also hands full, So maybe feedback from member state, as I said, responses from member state would help us in getting the new topic. And for ILC, we are currently embarking on research on protection of person in the event of disaster, immunity of state official, and we are also looking at the new topic on customary international law. There will be a full deliberation of ILC work this afternoon. Tomorrow, and we hope that you will be participating the ILC work. Now, on the research on the work of ALCO, currently we are working on research on corruption, human trafficking, the World Trade issues, the Rome Statute of ICC, environment, and these are already the current work of ALCO. And I thought I want to embark on a new topic again. E-commerce is very important. Because that is where the test of state sovereignty beyond borders. How do you deal with consumers? There are a host of legal issues that are actually waiting, and unfortunately we are not doing anything on this topic. Cybercrime is another issue. Investment, ADR or alternative dispute resolutions. These are just some example of new topic that we thought we want to embark, but we have currently the work of ALCO that we have to do. Now, in relation to the in-house training program for ALCO professional staff, I thought that management of international organization is required, auditing, research skill, and administrative skill. Because these are some of the skills and management courses that are required, that we thought we want to have it at the Secretariat to enhance the competency of my staff at the Secretariat. Now, the Young Jurists of Asian Africa Network program, this is, again, that I'm not able to pursue. Globalization has set forth the dire need for Asian and African countries to further contribute to the progressive development of international law. As you know, that the 300-year-old Westphalian model of international law can no longer uphold and respond to the current need of international community. So developing countries of Asia and Africa currently contribute to the development of international law. Look, we have 1/3 portion of RLC members. We also engage in the 6th committee meeting in the UN, the WTO meeting, and other international fora. Yeah? But there must be continuous flow of producing international lawyers from Asia and Africa to ensure that the need of the Asian and African countries are taken care of. And ALCO can act as a forum and network for young jurists of international law and later develop an excellent network and collaboration. So we thought that apart from our annual session of ALCO, we could have a sideline conference of young jurists of international law, and while having your annual session, prior to that, perhaps we have a meeting or a conference of young jurists to discuss. They would have a better understanding of the current need probably of international law. And what we need to do now is to have the profiling of the young jurists and member state of ALCO. We would require member state to provide us information relating to their young jurists with potential. Yeah? And as I mentioned, we could organize a sideline conference during the annual session, and we could also establish a network of young jurists of international law as an NGO with the guidance of ALCO, for example. And again, I have discussed with a few universities who would like to organize the first Young Jurists of International Law conference. Now, this network is very important, that we are living in a few years, and the new cadre, the new international lawyers of Asia, Africa need to be informed of the current need and current challenges of international law, so that they would have then established a network of international lawyers, be it at in a non-governmental organization or the international or intergovernmental organization. This is very important. As you know, networking helps a lot in solving a lot of issues among member states. So this is something that I thought the Secretary would like to do. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, that I have only 3 points to make here. That ALCO must continue to be a significant body for Asia and Africa in the progressive development of international law in the coming 50 years, because we have done tremendously well the past 50 years, and we thought that we could, and by hindsight, we could do better in the next coming 50 years. In order for ALCO to remain relevant and significant, sustainability of ALCO must be seen in 2 aspects: the financial sustainability and the substantive sustainability. How long are we going to hold on to the old topics, the traditional topic of ALCO? We need to venture into new topics. As I said, there are a lot of topics that we have to take. For example, the e-commerce, for example, cybercrime, investment, so on and so forth. I think we should take up this topic and decide on what are we going to do with the current topic that probably is not relevant, or we have done its work for the time being. That is your decision. You have to make that decision, and you have to tell us whether you would agree to take new topics, or you would agree to continue with the traditional and I say it's a classical topic. And finally, that ALCO is in a unique position to contribute to the future development of international law for the betterment of Asia and Africa. Thank you, Madam President.
I thank the Secretary General for his very comprehensive report. He has highlighted the efforts made by him